Here we go. It's a bit of a frost delay, mechanical issue. Couldn't have the crew.
Don't tell me there's frost in Calgary again.
It's actually turning the corner. We're doing okay, but we are starting a little late today. If you're listening religiously on tape delay, there'll be no difference noticed. But if you're one of our passionate live in the YouTube comments pals, trust me, there's good reason for it. Well, we're working on our summer catalog. We had a great guest sit down with Boom for an extended amount of time. I think I'll just need about 90 minutes. I'm like, this thing's going to go 2 hours for sure. So good news for everyone. We'll have a great interview in the summer for you guys to enjoy. And Rhett, you and I get another week of not working. Some of that paid leave. We've been really trying to raise.
Well deserved.
Deserved, partially. Well, who's to say? It's all a matter of opinion. What a show yesterday. We got to break a trade and one we've been waiting for how long ago was February? That many months ago that we've been talking about Jacob Markstrom to the New Jersey Devils. 4 or 5 months. The dust has settled a bit. We've seen the totality of the deal, and we've had a chance to discuss the value of net minding. Who is Kevin Ball? What is the value of a pick in 2025? Where are the Devils going to be? How much should salary retention cost? What are your lasting takeaways as you've had a little time to digest this thing, right?
Well, I think it's the same as yesterday. I think it had to happen. I think Markstrom controlled a lot of it, and the Conroy did as good as he could. I think if there was more out there, he'd have went for it. Obviously,
yeah, I don't think he was turning down greater deals to take this lesser offer. I think this was the best deal they got offered. And we'll never know what they could have had in the winter when it was alleged that people above Craig Conroy shot down a deal that was pretty much done in principle. But to your point, I don't think you could have brought him back. I think once you got that far down the road and the trade didn't happen after you'd asked Markstrom to waive, it was just, all right, the fox is in the henhouse now. There's damage we can't undo. And when you finish 5 points away from the bottom 5 of the league, it's pretty obvious the direction the team needs to go to get better. And it's pretty obvious at age 33, now 34, what direction Jacob Markstrom should go with 2 years left on his contract. This had to happen. It's done. The Flames have 6 firsts in the next 3 years. The rebuild begins.
You can plan accordingly now. I know what we all hope they do with the salary cap or the available funds, right? I know what we all hope, but they can make plans now. And you don't want guys that don't want to be there. You saw Lindholm last year that was kind of going through the motions.
Zadorov was a big one too. His agent was publicly lighting up the team. I mean,
and I'm not even trying to say Markstrom would be that way, but it's better to have guys that are fully vested. Who would we rather watch? Markstrom, who's ho-hum about being, or Dustin Wolf that's absolutely jacked?
I was just going to say, I mean,
kids.
Markstrom would probably have shown up and done his job to an extent, but how jacked is Dustin Wolf that he gets a crack? Yeah. If he's going to play as well as he can play, there might be 50 to 60 games from here.
Yeah, what's his summer training program with a guy that's going, okay, door is open.
It's finally happened.
Stepping up. Let's go.
Yeah. They put me on the slow down path. They won't let me jump. I've got to prove it twice because of my height. If I was Spencer Knight, I would have been here 3 years ago, but I got to prove everyone wrong. I'm finally getting my chance to prove everyone wrong. I mean, he's going to be jacked. He's going to be absolutely wound up. Yeah. Digging around on Kevin Ball, he is huge. He's not mean. He's not unphysical. Good citizen was a term that got used by someone in the scouting community. He's big, and it's hard to get pucks to Dustin Wolf when he's on the ice. That's what the Flames are planning for. He's been a very good shot suppressor. There's no offense whatsoever. At worst, I think he's a stay-at-home 6. Some out there speculating he's a top 4 guy that I don't know that that's a safe bet or a high probability. But listen, if you get a third pair shutdown guy and you can hit with the first rounder, you're going to win this deal.
6'6" Tanev would be just fine.
Yeah. And even if you look at what Vinny Desharnais has done for Edmonton, Like there's value in having someone that's just big and defensively strong, and you don't have to ask them of anything in the offensive zone. Not that you wouldn't like it, but that's fine. Just go do what you're good at. Penalty kill, minute left against the other team's top line. Make sure no shots happen. Go do your thing. And then we saw another trade yesterday. Now, I was very, very intrigued to get your opinion on this. I don't know that there's been a player in the NHL the last 3 or 4 years that's taken a rougher ride from Rhett Warner than Pierre-Luc Dubois, who goes 1-for-1 from Washington to Washington from LA, as Darcy Kemper, the netminder with 3 years left. There's no retention. There's no picks. It is a 1-for-1 a la Taylor Hall, Adam Larson. What do we make of this deal? So I'll give you my thought in a moment, but there's a huge range of outcomes here, and all of them have to do with Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Well, God bless Washington for taking another stab at it, and obviously believing that they're going to get a player that's going to be impactful.
Yeah.
And I have taken shots at Dubois because his attitude's been lacking.
Yeah.
And his efforts have been lacking. And I don't watch the LA Kings on a regular basis, but you just pick up bits and pieces from people you know around the game and talks. And it's like, well, is he actually committed to playing hockey? Because I was also a huge, let's go get him and bring him to Calgary guy.
Yeah, you see him in Columbus.
Pick him up, right? Like, so he can be as good as he wants to be. Obviously, Washington thinks they've got the key to getting it out of him, or maybe he's going to learn and grow up. Yeah. I don't see the downside for LA will be, well, you gave away a player. He wasn't working out there. It's kind of like guys that need a trade that we've talked about here.
Yeah,
trade the guy. It's not going to work out. It's the same thing. I don't think that Dubois going back to LA was going to be successful in any way, shape, or form. So I think there's risk for LA, but not that much. They signed him. They obviously gave up a lot, but you have that money and you're a team in California and you're still good. You can take that money and do other things with it.
Yeah, they end up netting about $3 million in cap space, the difference between Kemper and PLD. And here's the thing. Like, you can't go get those assets from Winnipeg back. That second, Kupari, Iafallo, and the real good player that was playing in their top six, making waves, whose name's eluding me all of a sudden. Gabe Velarde. Those four assets can't come back. They're a sunk cost. You know, you don't have the receipt. You can't return the Pierre-Luc Dubois to get those things back. And now that you have them and it's not working, and it probably cost Todd McClellan his job, and you hear publicly vocal criticism that's not too veiled from your captain, Drew Doughty, regarding him. I mean, they're saying, look, maybe we could turn this around, but we also, if it doesn't go well, this is an immovable object. You can only have so many years of doing this before teams are just going to black mark you. If we can get rid of this now, it might have been our last chance to get rid of it. Someone had asked me yesterday, like, what the hell is Rob Blake doing? And I said, I'm not sure which, but this is either his best or his worst trade ever. Like, it's just Pierre-Luc Dubois turns into a first-line center, scores 30 goals, and, like, you know, plays 22 minutes a night in Washington, and they've replaced Kuznetsov and Backstrom. You're like, holy shit, how could you do that? And then the flip side is, if Pierre-Luc Dubois does the same thing he's done and pouts about where he's played, like he's done in his last 3 stops, what a rabbit out of a hat. How did you, and you got a goalie. Wow.
And I just, Rob Blake, the staff, the rest of the team, we heard guys talk about, Doughty especially talk about how guys got to commit and play the right way, and we're not getting everyone to buy in. It clearly had run its course after only 1 year. And you're right, you can't get the assets back. So you got to move on and move forward and think about the future. So I think that even if he does do well in Washington, that LA is like, I don't care.
We had to get rid of him at that time.
It wasn't working. It wasn't a good fit in the room, or whatever it might be. It was time. They had already done the research. It was time to move on.
Kemper's got 3 years left at 5.25. He'll join David Riddick in the crease, and maybe they add another guy that they could see battle it out, and one of you goes through waivers. But yeah, look, they already have Kopitar, who's still very good. He's got a kicks in a 2-year extension, I believe. starts this year. They already have Quentin Byfield who can slide to the middle, and they've been playing on the wing because they have so many centers. They already have Philippe Deneau. He was really a luxury item. Like they can.
Oh, it was a take you over the top item. He was supposed
Yeah.
to be, when they went up against Edmonton, he was supposed to be okay, we don't have nobody has McDavid and Draisaitl, but our depth is going to make up for that exact scenario. Didn't work out, and he didn't play well, and he didn't compete, and I don't think he fit into the room. So I'm just reading tea leaves, but I just don't think it was working.
Yeah, and then the flip side, from Washington's perspective, it's like, okay, you're stuck in the mucky middle here anyway. You're always chasing this record. You don't have a great pipeline. You don't have a lot of young players. You're already an old team, and it might not work. But if this guy can score 30 and get you 60 points, and he's physical and he's a number one center, and you got him licked in at 8.5 for the next 7 years, that might be one of the biggest steals in the NHL for contract. But you're kind of committing to the mucky middle for a little longer now, aren't you?
Well, and I guess if you weren't playing Kemper and it's only $3 million difference, then maybe you're like, well,
yeah. And that is what happened. Lindgren took his job last year, right?
So I see why I do it. A guy like that can always turn around and grow into it and become the player you want him to.
Mm-hmm.
So
turns 26 in 4 days.
Starting to. Should be
so it's time, right?
Should be
fourth team.
Out.
And interestingly, maybe the Kings, they at the end of the year, so we're not interested in a buyout with PLD. Well, it's not even on our radar. Depending on whether he's 25 or 26, that buyout would be a third or 2/3. If this was a sweep for the Panthers, they may well have bought him out. But as it's like game 6, he'll be 25. If it ends in 7, he'll be 26. We're talking about the difference of tens of millions of dollars here. Maybe they were looking at that. Maybe they weren't. But point being, he's still young. We will see. 2 interesting trades. I don't know. People are like, screw it. Stanley Cup's still on. We don't care. We got the draft in 10 days. We got to get going. 8 days to the draft. Holy shit.
They got the draft coming up. You have to make plans. You kind of got to clear the slate a little bit. Give yourself some time to do the other important things.
A free agency. Like, how many days are we talking about there? Holy crap. Like, geez, got the calendar right here. It's very soon. Very soon. Oh, week and a half till free agency.
Yeah.
Settle down, Connie. Settle down. 23 and change million for the Flames in cap space. Ball comes in, they eat some of Markstrom's money, and they really don't have a lot of open roster spots. It's clearly going to be Wolf and Vladar and net. You've added the defenseman to a stable that already has Anderson, Uyghur, Miramanov, and some depth guys like Hanley. Maybe Pahal has one more year, if I'm correct. So you could have Solovyov graduate. Maybe you bring back Shillington. They've got 10 or 11 NHL forwards. Could they use a top 4 defenseman? Yeah. Could they use another centerman that could play in the top 9? Yeah.
Luc Dubois.
Oh, I don't know how I'd feel about that. Jeez.
I don't either.
And people will be like, no, it's the 2 Frenchmen, Dubois and Huberdeau together. And you're like, oh, that's a lot of rolling dice there.
He's a riverboat gambler, Connie, if you do that one.
Oh, yeah. Here's an interesting one. Barclay Goodrow gets claimed by San Jose yesterday. Barclay signed a 6-year contract after winning 2 cups with Tampa. I believe it was him, Yanni Gordon, Blake Coleman, that third line. They all said, thanks, Tampa. We know you can't pay us. We're going to go get the money. Coleman signed his deal in Calgary, Gord to Seattle, and Barclay Goodrow to the Rangers. They wanted to get rid of his money. They wanted to trade him. And according to Larry Brooks, the San Jose Sharks were on a limited no trade list from Barclay Goodrow. So you know what's not trading someone, Rhett? It's putting them on waivers when the San Jose Sharks have the first overall waiver priority. That's a little sneaky.
It is sneaky, but
Chris Drury, you old fox, you.
I don't know what to think about it. I mean, if them's the rules, the players will use the rules to their advantage. So if the GM, why can't the GM, I guess?
And if you're Chris Drury, you're not in let's build up goodwill and be nice to people mode. You're in like, we got to do whatever. We're cutthroat. We got 2 years left on Panarin's contract. We got to hang a banner.
How much money did they pay Barclay Goodrow? Like
3.642, another 3 years.
So I see
the 4th liner.
I see both sides where Goodrow might be mad, but it's, you know what else? Like, older guy probably doesn't want to go to Senate. At some point, you have to go quit whining.
Yeah, and maybe it's not mine. Maybe he just said, yeah, I got a 15 team or a 6-team list, a 10-team list, a 15-team list, and I'm just like, I don't want to go to team that's in last place. It's on the list. You gonna wave? Nah, I kind of like it here. And okay, well, they found a way to get me there anyway.
Yep.
And that's just the logistics of the business.
You're still living in California, which I guess could be good or bad.
What's the name of that Mexican place, and what do they call the drink?
Tlaquepaque.
Delicious. Still another day till Game 6, Rhett. Still another
what?
Game.
It's not tonight?
No, they just R&R, rest and recovery. I think Evander Kane has had surgery on his hernia and is fully recovered since the last game. That's how long it's been.
He got surgery, stem cells, hyperbaric. He's good.
Yeah, it was 6 weeks. He's recovered. That's the gap between games 5 and 6. Surprised didn't know that.
It does feel like forever. And I thought the last game was really exciting.
Was good.
I think the next game will be, but it does lose a little juice.
Yeah. But again, if you want to play one like we saw, Sunday, Monday, whenever the hell that was, yeah, we'll take one of those. That was good.
Tuesday.
Sure. I'll take your word for it. Do you know how much crap's going on behind the scenes here, people? Like, just earmuffs, right? We have been recording all kinds of content. We've got incredible, tomorrow, Jack, boss, we have a draft primer show dropping in the afternoon.
Yes.
We have a special guest that was recorded this morning, which is why we're late today. That'll drop in July. We did one last week. That's going to drop in July. We also got a mock draft we're recording live on Monday afternoon after the show. We got a special guest tomorrow that'll drop either Monday or Tuesday morning. This place is a beehive, Rhett.
It's madness. Just madness.
Madness. Let's let our pals in the comments get in on the madness. It is time for the Great Clips Inbox. What's the Great Clips Inbox? What are you talking about? Every week we go to the Great Clips Inbox for your comments, questions, and probing on all matters, be that hockey, alcohol, Rhett, Road Cities,
beef ribs,
NHL, whatever it is. And it's for our great friends at Great Clips. Here's the thing. You could just wander into some old salon or barbershop and you're a victim of whatever the line is. Oh, crap. It's going to be 2 hours today. I'll come back. Can you hold my spot? If I got this opening in 2 hours, get the app, the Ready Next thing. Boop. They'll send you a little note when you're 15 minutes out. Like, sweet. All right. Wrap this up. Head down. In and out we go. How we haven't invented this before, I don't know. Tip of the cap to Great Clips, who have the weekly Great Clips inbox. It's going to be great with thousands of locations, millions of locations around North America, something like that. Official haircutters of the NHL as well. You've seen Chucky and a couple other
Carlson.
TV Carlson. Well, Bill got some sponsorship dough. Here's one that came in last week. Fellas, I just want to pass along a couple of hearty kudos. Mm-hmm. I live in the Okanagan and had to make a quick drive into Calgary. And as I drove in on that awesome Southwest Ring Road, it's finally done, Rhett, and it's beautiful. On my way back west, I decided I should take a slight detour into BK Beaufort Liquor. The beer cooler, man, that place is colder than a witch's tit. And there was Mandeep in his Stampeders jersey. I think he can still play for the team. I don't know that he ever did, but I see what you're saying. Mandeep's a physical specimen. Picked up some Triple B, the Barn Burner Blonde. Got to say, that's a really nice beer. Almost too easy to drink. Dangerous. Need to get some Origin out here in BC. I'll request it at the Wine and Beyond in Kelowna. So a hearty kudos to the coldest beer cooler I've been in and the Barn Burner Blonde, a really good beer. Have a great weekend, fellas. Amazing. So that's an email coming in from Kelowna, Rat.
Watch yourself. You don't need to.
And that's from Sean. Big shout out, Sean. Too easy to drink. It is if we're going to accept any criticism of the Barn Burner Blonde, that might be the only one I'll allow.
Yeah, just wait till it's really warm out, too. That helps things.
Then you have to go to BK to get it that cold. Yeah. A tip of the cap to Mandy. What do we got in the comments, Jack? What do we got for questions? And there we are. This is from Peter. Hey, Rhett, do you have the best life or what? Couple Stanley Cup Finals appearances, and now you get to spend your days on Barn Burner.
Yeah, it went this way, and then boom. There was a cliff. It kind of you fall off it.
I don't know if that's tongue-in-cheek or not, because you had 3 finals appearances, and now you get to hang with Boomer and I every day.
Great.
Maybe that's a shot. Is that a shot?
I believe it is a shot.
This is from Walshy Boy. Hey, Walshy Fire. Do the Flames need a goalie with more NHL experience to add to the two guys that have a combined 82 starts? Or does that just make a three-headed monster?
I think three-headed monster. I don't like three goalies. It sucks for the team. Yeah, even if you got cap space, but it doesn't help the three goalies hate it because
they wouldn't keep three up if they're doing it. One will go play in the A.
Well, even if you're doing that, go ahead. I guess I would determine what do I want out of my AHL team. If you think that there's a need there and you don't have anyone, then yeah. But I wouldn't rush to get anyone.
So I reached out in the last little bit. It sounds like Dan Vladar will be back on ice skating in the next 2 to 4 weeks. He's coming off hip surgery. What kind of form is he in by training camp? There's optimism he'll be great. But the situation you don't want to arise is that Dan Vladar isn't ready to start the year, and Dustin Wolf has no one with him, and you have this Ignatiu guy that was playing second division in Sweden or Finland last year, and Connor Murphy, who's clearly an AHL, EHL guy. I would go look at one of those sort of Alex Lyon, Calvin Pickard, Alex Stalock type quad A guys. And if everything's great, that's fine. You go work in the American League, and, you know, if Vladar gets hurt, which he's done, you're comfy having a guy play 20 games if you need. That's the type of guy I think that they will look for, just because I don't think Oscar Dansk is re-upping, and
wow,
he would have been that kind of guy.
I keep forgetting that Vladar had surgery, so that's a good point.
It's a fly in the ointment a bit, but I mean, at the same time, even if you didn't get those guys, like, they're on waivers every year at training camp.
I was just going to say, I wouldn't rush to go do it. I would see how Vladar is progressing with his injury and his on ice stuff in August, and then be like, oh, okay. Yeah,
like the musical chairs game for the goalies is real. You can't just have an extra 2 or 3. With forwards and D, that happens all the time. So at some point, some goalie that was eyeing like a couple of years at a couple million, there's just going to be no seats left. And the Flames will say, hey, it's August 15, $1 million 1 year, play well, and, you know, you can get right back into the market. I feel like that might be the move for the crew.
Yep.
Hey, Rhett, would you ever get into a bigger role in hockey? ? Scouting ? You mean bigger than Barnburner? Is that possible?
What are you talking about? Bigger than Barnburner? Are you crazy?
You're coaching a lot, to be fair. Like, it might be your kids, but it's high end, like, bantam level hockey. It isn't like you wouldn't.
The amount of hockey I see,
later,
they should just pay me to and call me a scout, because the amount of hockey I see is plenty, and it's getting old enough now where it's actually relevant. So,
and the kids are like going to becoming draft eligible in the next 2 to 3 years, and it's not a lot different than the level Marty St. Louis was coaching before he went right to Montreal. As weird as that sounds.
Scouting's a lonely life, though.
Scouting's tough. Just bad coffee and cold rinks on shitty winter nights in small towns.
Mm-hmm. And planes, or if you're scouting pro, you're missing flights and tied up with air traffic.
We need you in Peoria on Tuesday.
Oh, good.
Peoria on Tuesday in January. Now they scratched the guy. Fuck. Yeah. I remember being in a cab in Peoria. We had a couple days there. They were in the American League, St. Louis's affiliate. And like the taxi driver's got his little, and someone had been shot at a like Fat Burger or a Chick-fil-A, something like that. And we're just like, where are we? And what have we done with our lives? It's the middle of winter. We're in Peoria. It's crickets everywhere. I supped on the scanner for the taxi cab where they're like, stay out of this area. Someone's been shot.
We'll be sure
Scouting.
to do that.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Shot in Peoria. Happened to Warner. Got shot.
Good. What else do we got? Anything else, Jack? Is that, are we
one more?
One more, last one. Let's make it a good one. If Rhett had to do any food eating competition, what would it be and why? I have my guess. That's from Chuck E. Cheese, but Rhett, you won't be guessing. You will be actually telling us. Pick a food item that you could be a competitive eater with.
I brag about my craft dinner or my mac and cheese eating skills. So it's that or ribs.
See, I didn't see those on the. I feel like there's no art to eating mac and cheese. It's just who can shovel the most in their body. Mm-hmm. Whereas I've watched you eat piles of wings. And there is an art to demeating a wing or deboning the wing, whichever way you're looking at it. And I've never seen someone in such an eloquent athletic motion. One pass, and it's.
But I learned that from the professional leaders, so I'm not sure how I would hold up in the competition. I'm still a kid when it comes to these guys. These guys are been at it for years.
So let's say you're in town and we're going for wings. You're quite hungry and you might want to put on a little bit of a show. How many pounds of wings could you eat?
I think 4. Think so? I never order them like
10 to 12 in a pound, 40 wings. No,
10 to yeah. No, I think at 40 wings, you start to
hit the wall.
Yeah, I do.
That's horrifying.
Sushi, that's how I used to decide. How many of those little sushi pieces can you eat?
90. What would the number be on sushi? The rice actually would fill you up.
Zhitnik used to eat like 90. It was impressive.
Yeah. All right. So you said ribs or mac and cheese?
Well, the ribs are very similar to the wing. I'm really good at a dry ribbish, kind of like a barbecue rib. I love them too.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Shout out, great clip inbox. We'll do it again next week on a Thursday, unless it's a Friday, and maybe we'll be in Vegas.
Whenever you download us.
Stay tuned. You email us at greatclipsinbox@flamesnation.ca. And again, if you're not using the app, what are you doing here? Great Clip's going to shave down your wait time and get you the haircut that, the dependable, trustworthy, the one you always want. They're not going to screw it up. They got notes on file on it. You're good. You're good to go. Great Clips. It's going to be great. Let's get to the Pinder Report retro. I've got some things to tell you about. We talked about some trades already. The Pinder Report is brought to you by Village Honda. Just texting with Anthony today. The Germans look very good in Euro. Germans, I believe, outscored the competition 7-1. It's pretty good through 2 games. The English struggled today. He's a big footy guy. But more importantly, new or pre-owned vehicles, villagehonda.ca, or head up to the Northwest Auto Mall in Royal Oak, where they've got access to over 500 units of pre-owned. And, of course, the brand new stuff. Dean was leaking out the big news. Sounds like the 25s. They're not there now. They're arriving quickly. 25s. It's been a while, Red. 25 are old now. Just old. So old. Let's start with Jacob Markstrom's departure from Calgary. He gone, and like so many before him, no longer in color on the picture of the 2022 Calgary. Oh boy.
Ooh.
That's Lindholm. Where's he gone? Goodrow gone. Dorff gone. Oh boy. Lucic gone.
Gone.
There's a lot of gone here. Gone. Oh.
So much hope out the door.
Just a tweak or two and we'll be back. 36 tweaks and 5 years later.
We're almost back.
So it's Mangiapane, Backlund, and Coleman, and Rasmus Anderson, maybe Oliver Shillington, and probably Dan Vladar. That's all that's left from the battle.
A real who's who.
It's a checking line and 2 top 4 defensemen and a backup. The rest, see you later.
Love you, Calgary. Got to get out of here.
Love you guys. My time to go.
Peace.
Johnny said deuces. I'm with him. That's my homie. Love Columbus. I got this little graphic. I love my nerd stats. This is Kevin Ball defending. So red is like, they're getting chances more than average. And blue is like, nothing's happening here compared to normal. Look at the front of the net. Dustin Wolf gets to 10. That's what you want to do. Put the guys like this in front of him.
All right, big boy.
Yeah. I bet he's got huge, long-ass arms, Neanderthal shit like you, right? He is just like no passes getting through the middle.
Lots of poke checking.
I enjoyed this joke regarding Pierre-Luc Dubois. Well, first, I guess let's see sort of if we just turn off all the emotional stuff and strictly look at the stats, why does everyone hate Pierre-Luc Dubois so much? This is Stephen Birch, who's a well-known hockey stats guy, and he's saying, look, I didn't comment a lot on the deal yesterday, but I find the criticism of Pierre-Luc Dubois pretty disingenuous. The guy's 26 in a couple of days, 6'4", 225, 3 seasons with more than 27 goals and 60 points. The vast majority of teams in the NHL would take that. Now, in a vacuum, he's absolutely correct. But how many locker rooms has he burnt out? 3. How many places has it not worked? 3.
And finally went to a place that he was supposedly going to be happy and still couldn't make it work.
Yeah, this was going to be I'm not happy in Winnipeg while I scored 27 goals and put up 60 points. But imagine when he's going to be happy in LA. It got worse. So here we've actually got some exclusive footage from the Washington Capitals war room discussing adding Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Well, did it work for those people?
No, it never does. I mean, these people somehow delude themselves into thinking it might, but but it might work for us.
So enticing. He's so big.
He's big.
He's a skilled China shop.
He's really
we
good.
Can fix him. We'll fix him. They couldn't. We'll do it.
We're the best at what we do.
No. These people delude themselves into thinking it will work. But maybe it'll work for us. Did you watch much of that show, guys?
It's bang on. I don't know that show very well, but
I don't either. But they play the hits. Good to see Peter Seravalli getting some work as well. Love his acting stuff. That's awesome. LA Kings, new logo-ish, re-update, fresh. Let's take a look. Get some sound on this too.
We were just an expansion team, breaking new ground for hockey. At first, it was just a goal, until it became a miracle. On paper, it was just a trade. Then you witnessed greatness. We were just the 8th seed. Now we're in the rafters. We were down 3-0.
Cool.
The rest is history. The thing about history, the more things change, and the more they stay the same. But then again, it's just a logo. Legacy moves us forward.
I like it, Red.
mm-hmm.
It reminds me of Gretzky and the Silvers. That's a winner.
I like it too. Kiefer Sutherland?
Jack, was that Kiefer Sutherland? I don't know who that was.
Because Donald Sutherland passed away today.
I saw that. Very good actor. Famous Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Decent piece.
Was supposed to be too ugly for acting. He showed them.
Yeah, well, we were supposed to be too dumb to do sports talk.
Yeah,
we showed them too.
Look at us.
Look at us. We're on the YouTubes every day. You ever get close to playing for the Kings? I feel like Reggie did it right. You go Buffalo and then you get to the warm market. You did it backwards.
I don't think LA was ever in the conversation. No.
Where's that on your road cities list? You're single, you're in your mid-20s. That's got to be high up.
It was fun. I've said it before. There's always some guys get certain days off in certain cities. It seems like not everyone has the same schedule where you hit.
Yeah. So if you're the Flames, you'll hit Tampa, Miami back to back, and then you immediately go to Carolina. You just don't have any time there. Whereas other teams would hang for a bit there potentially.
Yeah. So when I was in Florida, it was fun, and then after that, it wasn't fun because you came in from Calgary. It was boom, 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 San Jose, LA, Anaheim. Let's go.
Yeah.
So when you came from the other coast, it was better.
Interesting thoughts. Big one tonight. Messi, Canada, in America. It's true. There's our guy, Red. The greatest soccer player of all time. He is suiting up for Argentina in Copa America. The Canadians, Americans, and Mexicans have been kindly welcomed to the tournament. There's Fonzie, Alfonso Davis. He likes the Oilers, but other than that, he seems like a really good guy. He's great at soccer. Apparently, he's going to Real Madrid. Best left back on the planet. It's kind of something that's been foisted around his name. That's incredible stuff for a Canadian. And we get Canada, Argentina tonight. The lid lifter for Copa America. This is going to be in Atlanta, and I think it's like 80,000 people, tickets $300 a pop. That's going to be crazy. Soccer in America.
Hot, humid. Oof. Go get them, boys.
Go get them, Fonzie. We'll revisit that game in the Betway Bets, so stay with us on that. Speaking of soccer, Calgary FC in action tomorrow at Atco Field. Look at that. They got Atletico Ottawa. Nothing like a Spanish-named team in the bilingual French-English city. Atletico's been very good this year. More importantly than who they're playing, it's who's going to be watching, as it's Calgary Minor Soccer Association game, minor soccer night. So see lots of kids getting fired up to watch the Cavs, and it looks like we got some gorgeous weather coming this weekend. Right? Finally. Stamps aren't going to lose this week. It was a guarantee. It was laid out by the schedule maker who gave them a week 3 bye. Oh, enjoy your time, boys. See you against the 0-2 Bombers, 0-3 Bombers in a week. We'll see. We were talking about some of that paid leave. We got a new king. We got a new boss because Jimbo Fisher was the man, but Monty Williams has absolutely stolen the bag and rewritten the book on paid leave. Let's go back May 2023. Geez, that's like a year ago. Fired by the Phoenix Suns, $20 million plus buyout. Okay, so there's $20 million free money, Red, just to go away. That's some good go away money. Now, just a year later, he is fired by the Detroit Pistons, 1 season, securing a $65 million plus buyout. That is $85 plus million in go away. We don't need you paid leave. That's unbelievable.
Phenomenal stuff.
Now, someone broke this down for me. Let me see if I can find it, because those are big numbers, but let's just put it into the context of normal people, not, I coach in the NBA. This is from our pal John Bender. Here's the math. It's about $13 million a year for 5 years. That's a cool $500,000 USD biweekly. Every other Friday, $500,000 US for the next 5 years. That good?
So good.
Oh, Monty.
Love Fridays. Friday's Wine Shirt Day. And I get paid.
Jack, can we get a framed picture of Monty Williams for the wall over here? Because we got like signed jerseys of Hall of Famers and shit. This guy is our hero. We don't want to work hard and achieve things. We want the most money for the least work. And Monty Williams is absolutely
he's crushing it.
Does he coach again?
Or we're not worthy. What? I mean, he coaches kids in the tropics. He's going to move to some tax-free haven.
I don't know.
Coach 5-year-olds.
This guy's got a formula. I go for it again, Monty. Imagine a year from now we're saying he got another $35 million.
And the team's like, we're not going to be fooled by this again. Monty was asking like 15 to 20. We got him down to 7. It's only a 10-year deal. And he'll be gone in a year to get another $60 million. Monty Williams, we salute you.
Yes, we do.
Parkour on a castle. Let's do it, Rhett. Big pile of hay, Rhett.
That's awfully itchy.
I'm impressed. But what about the eczema possibilities? Yeah.
Awfully itchy. And no upside.
I made a cool video.
I lived. Oh, good.
You can be showing people your TikToks at the bar.
Look at me. I fell off of.
This guy's an idiot. What else do we got? The kids are getting good at stuff earlier, right? You're talking about it. These young hockey players, they're doing the Michigan and Timbits, whatever it is. Check out this 9-year-old skateboarder dropping in. My God.
Be a big factor though. Who is making most of their runs? Even if they're repeating them, because right now we've seen a lot of bails.
All right, Emma.
Are we going 3 900s right now?
900.
It's like, yeah, here's my best trick.
2.
He's at
900.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it. There we go. History in the making. three-peat.
And
Oh,
a kick
man.
for body burial 540.
He's got to be a little dizzy.
He's trying to unwind with the front step.
Yes!
Back to
So there's some 26-year-old that's been working his whole life to do like a 720, and this kid just banged out 3-9. He's like, fuck it. I'm done. Take my board.
You little bastards.
Pretty good. Tough news for Leo DiCaprio as he had to say goodbye to Counter-Strike, the video game. Did you ever play Counter-Strike? It was a good one. Jack, did you play Counter-Strike?
No, I'm unfamiliar with Counter-Strike.
It's probably like was the precursor to like a Call of Duty.
Okay.
Multiplayer, teams, good stuff. Anyway, it's 25 years old, so you know the rules, Leo.
Get rid of that.
That is insane. You've seen that chart?
We salute you.
Dump. 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 That was a good game. My brother was seriously addicted to that.
Oh,
Quite impressive. We'd pull up chairs, pop popcorn, just watch him play.
Nerd.
Yeah. I mean, probably. Our fancy pal with the bow tie is back. This is the lizard. Let's see.
Look at him.
Boy, I wish Boom was here to look at that eyeball. Oh, crunchy. There you are. What a guy.
And gooey.
What kind of wine is that, Red? I can't see the bottle.
That's a Shiraz.
That's a Shiraz. Wonderful. That's what I like with my cockroaches. And finally, congrats on yourself and the shoveler with adopting that dog. That's very boldy and noble of you and exciting for the family. I know the boys love the old dog, and I hope they love the new dog. We got some doorbell footage. Here we go. There's the shoveler and the new puppy. Everything's going good. What's that on the lawn? Oh, boy. Oh, dear. The pup's afraid of the bird. What are we doing here? And this is when you can tell that the dog has got a place in your hearts. The shoveler is now ready to attack the wild turkey.
Mom mode.
Purse swinging. Whack. Whack. You get out of here. You stay away from Mr. Wiggles.
Wiggles is a wuss.
Yeah. You got to leave him at Rob Ray's a little more. That'll toughen him up.
Toughen that dog up a little.
That is your Pinder Report for a whatever day today is for Village Honda. Pre-owned, news, used, Northwest Auto Mall and villagehonda.ca.
It is Thursday, right?
It's got to be Thursday.
I think it's Thursday. Yeah, this game tomorrow. It's Friday.
Game tomorrow. Double show again tomorrow. Recording some more good stuff. You're going to love our secret guest tomorrow. Oh,
I do love your secret guest.
Yeah, it's one of your boys. That's all the clues you're going to get, folks. VillageHonda.com. I said .ca. I'm an idiot. It's VillageHonda.com. You know that. You hear it every day. You know it's VillageHonda.com. How's your snoring? Trouble? Good?
I was in a hotel last night and my kid was snoring. Pissed me off.
Come on, already?
Yes.
Is that normal? Kind of felt like snoring was a
Old
grown-ass man thing, although your kid is bigger than you. So
he's a gimp, so maybe.
He's a gimp. I don't know what that means, nor if you're allowed to say it. He's a monster. He's a Lugan. How tall is he now? You got an inch on you? You same?
Oh, no, he's got maybe a couple inches. I think he's squirting up near that 6'4".
See, you would have played at 6'3", no? 6'2"?
1.
Really?
6'1".
Yeah, but the wingspan of a 7-footer, right?
Great boat checker. Yeah.
And he snored already. When are you back in Calgary? Outdoor.dental, that's the move. Okay, here's what we do.
Tomorrow.
Set him up with Dr. J, good friend of the show. 2 15-minute treatments. Spray a little topical painkiller on there. Topical numbing, I should say. Not pain, no pain involved. And then 15 minutes. So lay a laser back and forth over the soft palate in the back of your throat. Tightening the soft palate so it can't flap and go as easily when you're sleeping in the middle of the night. And then when you go on road trips to all these hockey tournaments, you don't have to get separate hotel rooms. I'm going to cut your bill in half, Red.
That's big savings.
2 15 minutes. That's it. 2 sessions. And most of it's covered by typical health and dental plans. So go get it. Love it. Big shout out, Dr. J. Outdoor Dental. What else have we got? We talked about the trades. Game 6 tomorrow. A lot of Calgarians I've talked to have decided it's a good idea to go up to Edmonton for Game 6.
Really?
Many of them Oilers fans.
There are too many of those honks around, but
yeah, and there are amongst us walk these people that are converting children. It's not
I
fair.
know.
They're not fully grown. You were saying 24, 25 till adult males have fully formed brains. You're converting children to Oiler fans before they can even have free will to make up their own minds.
It's called grooming.
They're grooming these kids to become Oilers fans. And I am telling the people in my life that are going to Edmonton, don't miss the opportunity to see the cup raised in your favorite team's building.
Yes, it's going to be exciting.
Can't wait.
Come on.
Should be great. Please end this thing.
Please.
God damn it.
Please.
Paul Maurice. Hey, you think about all the punchy one-liners and quips you can lay out after you win the cup, huh?
He will be so sharp. So
Good
witty.
Chuck. Good Chuck. You like being hated? You want to play the heel? There's no bigger heel than raising the cup for the first time in Edmonton, any other team than the Oilers. Okay? Go get it. Sam Reiner, you want to make a little more money? Earn some back that you cut off your paycheck with your Game 5 performance.
Jesus, are you injured?
Bob, you want to go to the Hall of Fame? Win a cup. You get a shout out tonight, you probably get the Conn Smythe. Otherwise,
Conn Smythe, Stanley Cup, Hall of Fame, all in one night.
Trifecta. Fellas, it's right there for you. And Stuart Skinner, I love you. Can't be perfect every day, bud.
You're
Happy to
due.
say anyone.
You're due, Skins. You're due. Doesn't it feel like Skinner's due?
You've been quite good since Game 3. And, it was a hell of a run.
Yeah,
you played
really well. Oh,
Two
that
games.
one
What a run.
soft one. It just, damn it.
Early, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
And
Lomberg.
Oh, Lamborghini. Yeah, just go. Don't take penalties. That's all we ask.
Don't
do everything except the penalties. What's going on in the comments? Anything interesting here? I feel like we've showed the show already.
I'd be shocked if there's people in the comments because we started so late.
Yeah, it's true. We did let people know we were going to start late. I see one in here. Hey, guys, if Rasmus was traded, would you want a younger Rasmus or a prospect forward? I think you take a young Rasmus for sure, but
I think you need defensemen.
Can you get both? We went through their needs the other day. Their needs are center, wing, defense, and potentially goal. So as long as any of those positions are available.
Well, then you can't really screw things up if you get someone.
Totally. Betway bets. Let's do it. Betway is being very nice to everyone outside of Ontario. Here's what they're doing. You make a new deposit, open an account in Betway, and claim your bonus and lose your first bet, getting that money back anyway. Win it. Well, geez, congrats. You've done well. If you don't win, how amazing is that? Money right back in your account, and you got more dough to splash around on your favorite sports, whether that's Euro, whether that's WNBA, Rhett. I don't know if that's your thing, whether it's Major League Baseball, whether it's Copa America tonight, or I saw the other day the futures for the 2025 Stanley Cup have dropped on Betway. Interesting list at the top. Maybe we'll look at that tomorrow. Here's what I got tonight. It's Canada, Argentina. It's the number one nation on earth at soccer, according to the FIFA rankings, with the greatest player of all time against a plucky group of Canadians that have been to one World Cup since 1980. I'm going to take Argentina to win this game, but do you think the Canadians will score? If both those things occur, plus 225. Canada is in Group A with Argentina and also Peru and Chile. So losing to Argentina, it's going to happen to a lot of the teams in this group, potentially all three. It's really going to take the next two games play well, fellas, and you can move on to the knockout round, which would be a great achievement for the program. Go get it, fellas. Fonzie.
Come on, Fonzie.
Go, Dave. Go.
Score early. Put some heat on.
Put the heat on. What do you got tomorrow? You're unavailable. You're Detroit Rock City. You're gone tomorrow.
Then I got to get back, and I was thinking, is it too much to drive from Detroit all the way to Buffalo and hop on a plane and fly back to Calgary?
Why are you driving to Buffalo to go back to Calgary? Do you have to get your passport or what?
Drop my car off.
See, it just feels like you're not organized. I feel
I
like
was-
you could have made
I was
a much
unorganized. I was-
smoother route to get here.
Very unorganized.
Like,
but
imagine if you
that's-
were organized and you somehow got a ride with someone or figured out the car thing, or you parked it at Windsor and went Windsor.
Or I could have flown here and just kept going.
Yeah, there's another one. Then you're not stranded in a truck a couple states away.
Mhm.
How's Detroit these days? Does it come back on, or is it still? Yeah, there's these neighborhoods are good.
It is vastly improved. I'll say that. It's vastly improved. Steer clear of a few spots.
That's fair. All right. Well, good luck to the large son, and enjoy Detroit. And so you may or may not be coming to Calgary. You'll know within hours of
I'll either be
Making
there in
the
days or I
decisions.
won't. So yeah.
what days would you want to be here.
No, I'll either be there like tomorrow or Saturday, or I'm not coming at all.
What's you know what? I've given up. I'm done trying.
That's the right approach, Ryan. That's the right approach.
At this point, I could ask the Magic 8 Ball, and it's going to be about as accurate as any of your answers. It could be dead on, but also,
yeah,
no, not even close.
It might be exactly how I'm running my life.
Yes, and if we had the same Magic 8 Ball, I would have your answers, but maybe they're not. This came out of the same batch. I don't know. All right, I think we're tapped, fella.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. That's probably where we're at. Any other business we got to attend to? A reminder: July 1st show with Frank Seravalli's big one. We're not going to do a show July 1. It's a holiday here in Canada. I'm going to be at the draft next week. Wednesday to Friday, we'll be doing shows live from a very sexy place. And Friday night, it sounds like we will be at the draft, which is quite exciting, where the Flames will select 9th and 28th. And who knows what other moves we'll have before then. It was the eve of the draft last year when the Tyler Toffoli deal went through for Igor Sharangovich that netted them an extra third. Never boring, always lots of trades, and it's Vegas where it's slated to be. I was just checking the weather. Now, I know you're a little worried about Vegas in the summer, but I'm here to tell you it's not stupid hot all the time. Okay? I don't want you worried about me, right? A lot of air conditioning there, and, if you get the right weather system, not that bad at all. So I'm looking right now in Vegas, 36. Dry heat, we can live with that. 36 I can handle, no problem. So we'll scan ahead to the 14-day forecast. Tuesday, 44, Wednesday, 44, Thursday, 43, Friday, 42.
The tarmacs melt,
Apparently
Planes-
you need like a lot longer areas to like take off and land planes when
You're
the air is that
stuck.
hot. Because it's just like the particles are further apart. Oh, it's so hot.
Well, good luck to you. You'll enjoy
Thanks for getting back to us on the draft coverage too.
I said maybe. So
You did
the
say
Magic
maybe.
8 Ball said
It keeps coming up. Maybe. What am I supposed to do, guys? I can't make a decision for me. Special guests will have shows all over again. Keep an eye out for tomorrow's draft primer. Big thank you to Byron Bader of Hockey Prospecting, Derek Newmeyer of McKean's, and Ryan Pike, who, of course, is the managing editor over at FlamesNation.ca. Special guest early next week, and more great stuff trickling in as we turn the calendar to July. Rhett, have a weekend. We'll see you Monday or Tuesday. Go Cats.
go get them.
And again, July 1, Frank's got you covered. Daily Face-Off, 3 hours live. 3 hours. I believe 11 till 2 Eastern, which means 1 till
That.
9 till. Yeah, you can do the math. It's going to be all over dailyfaceoff.com, the website. Check it out. Thank you, friends. We'll be better tomorrow. I guarantee that. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.